Hello, my name is Pastor Andy Schreier from Redeemer Lutheran Church. There are only 78 more days left until 2020 is finally over. Many of us can't wait. There are a lot of people out there right now who are asking themselves, what else could possibly go wrong? Well, another hurricane just hit Louisiana. The presidential elections haven't taken place yet. I saw this last week on Facebook something about killer caterpillars. 2020 has been a rough year for a lot of people. It's been a rough year for our country, a rough year for our world. But it hasn't been the roughest. I mean, not to make light of our present problems, but historically, there have been a lot more difficult and disastrous years than 2020. Take, for example, 1637. Germany, at the time, found itself in the middle of the 30 Years' War, the deadliest religious war in history. Over 8 million Germans were killed in the war. It wiped out the German countryside, destroyed numerous towns. The people who survived were left in abject poverty. Now, there's a pastor who lived in Germany named Martin Rinkert. He lived in the small walled town of Eilenburg, Germany. And during the days of the 30 Years' War, the population of that small town swelled as people moved inside its walls to seek refuge. In the year 1637, the plague came to Eilenburg. That year, the local Lutheran church started with 4 pastors. By the end of the year, one had abandoned his post, and Pastor Rinkert oversaw the funerals of the other 2. During the year 1637, Martin Rinkert conducted funerals for up to 50 people a day, including the funeral of his own wife. Over 4,500 people died in Eilenburg, Germany in 1637 from that epidemic. And yet, surrounded by all that death and facing only scraps of food on his plate to eat, living in abject poverty, Martin Rinkert wrote a hymn which has become one of the favorites Christians sing on Thanksgiving Day every year. It goes like this. Now thank we all our God with hearts and hands and voices, who wondrous things has done, in whom our world rejoices, who from our mother's arms has kept us on our way with countless gifts of love, and still is ours today. Do you think you'll be able to sing that hymn this year? I hope so. Because even in the middle of all the pains and problems of 2020, we have much for which to give thanks. God has showered us with countless gifts of love. And if you doubt that, just think about all of the comforts and blessings and all the stuff around us that Martin Rinkert could only have dreamt of 400 years ago. We can sing Now Thank We All Our God because we know that all the pains and struggles we have in our life, God has a plan to make them work out for our good. We can sing Now Thank We All Our God because among the countless gifts of love He has showered us with is the gift of forgiveness. What a wondrous thing He has done. God loved you and me so much, He became one of us and suffered our punishment in our place for all of our whining and complaining and all the ugly things we do. Because He did, we have a home waiting for us in heaven where there is no more COVID-19, no more racism, no more partisan politics, no more years like 2020. There are only 78 days left until the end of 2020. And my encouragement for you today is to not spend those days wringing your hands, looking around saying, what else could possibly go wrong? Rather, open your eyes and see all that has gone right, all the blessings God has given you and showered on you, the blessing of forgiveness and the hope of the heaven that's waiting for you. Instead of spending the rest of 2020 thinking about how bad everything is, spend it singing, thanking God for His countless gifts of love.